Greetings and salutations, my name is Deltra, and doing Flier Emblem here is talking about Summer Corrin. I spent some quality time with Summer Corrin, and we're going to discuss all the observations I had while I put her on the field. Summer Corrin is mostly unique since she owns a wyvern mount and she's a mage, and I've always favored the freedom of the sky over top of using a bunch of ground pounders. So let's go ahead and talk about Summer Corrin together. You can see that I'm running her in Flier Emblem with the Spring Camilla. I have a plus attack 4-star Cherish and a 4-star Cordelia there. And yeah, let's just go ahead and talk about this. I turned her into a Blade Tome user. If you're working on a Flier Emblem team, you're probably turning her into a Blade Tome user as well, which is a great idea. If you don't have the dreams of having a PvP capable Flier Emblem team and are considering turning her into a Blade Tome user, let me just convince you that any other mage, except for Odin, is going to be a better Blade Tome user. Ready to let me? Okay, sweet. Any other blue mage but Odin will be a better Blade Tome user. No, that's it. I did my part. Now you have to be convinced as according to our agreement. I'm not going to show you the numbers. That's basically a different video. I'll get to that point in a moment. But the story here is that she's not bad. She's definitely usable, and with the flexibility of flight that she has, she is definitely still going to be rather capable. You're going to see here actually in a PvP fight at the very end of this video where we take advantage of the fact that she's a flyer and she doesn't have any support. But speaking of support, it's not a surprise that a flyer needs support. It's not a surprise that a Blade Tome user needs support. That's nothing new. You know, if you don't have backups for these guys, really the only person here that I really trust on their own is Cherish, followed by Cordelia. The two flying Tome users, bliff, no, they need lots of help. Yeah, their costumes just don't provide the protection that's needed, unfortunately. I mean, oh jeez, yeah, that outfit. I mean, has to be first world lady problems right there. Whenever your bikini explodes, whenever you're damaged, I just guess I don't understand it. But yeah, if you have a Summer Corrin and you're not making a Flier Emblem team, giving her Blade Tome is still the best option, guys. Blade Tome has a higher attack than what her default weapon has a higher attack than most anything else, and it also has a wonderful benefit. It has that downside of slowing down your special, but at that point, who cares? It's it's still the best weapon to put onto her, and so I still, you know, recommend it. It's just whenever you look at, well, okay, I can't say Lind because she's the best, but I mean, May performs better, Spring Lucina performs better, Delphia, well, she's almost pretty much the same as Lind anyway. Regardless, well, that's just the thing, is that there's other blue mages and they all perform so much better. Now, Robin's not a good Blade Tome user, but no one expects him to be a Blade Tome user. He already has a niche. Everybody keeps him there, and he does super well at it. So, you know, we'll just leave that one alone. Odin is there to give everybody else Blade Tome. I think that's why he exists. I feel bad for the guy, but there's just no utility for him otherwise. But the thing that Summer Corrin has over top of these other mages is that she's mounted with an aerial unit. This allows you to put that mage exactly where you want one. And there's plenty of low resistant units in the game, especially in PvP. So honestly, using Summer Corrin with any tome is going to feel like a small I win button, because it's just being able to put her into the exact place that you need against low resistance units. I mean, even if you're doing it in PvP without Flier Emblem, she's gonna pull her weight. That's the neat thing about this niche. There's exactly 2 flying Tome users. One of them is green, one of them is blue. There's not a lot to compare anything here to, and that sort of gets me into my first other video that I talked about. I don't even know if I'm going to do a best build Summer Cordelia video when it comes down to it, because it sort of writes itself. You give her a Blade Tome, Darting Blow is better than her default A skill, which is not bad. It lets her tank a hit, but you know, especially if you got like minus resistance or something like that, just go with Darting Blow. You're gonna get a lot more kills. She has enough speed, especially if she's not minus speed for you, to go with Desperation, and she's gonna stick around for the chain challenges. I mean, she's doing great here, and this is I forget, I don't know if I mentioned this, I'm sorry if I did, but this is a Lunatic chain challenge, and I've already lost one of the units in this by now from a stupid mistake, but we go all the way to like the end of turn 8, middle of turn 8, no, end of turn 8 before I lose the Summer Corrin, sorry, spoilers, in a fight. And so yeah, it's just a testament to how well you could do. I don't have a Hinoka in this team. I don't have a Hinoka for my Flier Emblem team at all. So I'm doing all of this on Goad Flyers and Fortify Flyers. And it's plenty of firepower. There's just nothing that's going to stop her. She, even with this quote-unquote lackluster Flier Emblem team, it's more than powerful enough. I've taken them through the arena from PvP, and I got a perfect run out of the 4 that you see here. You will see some of those fights here at the end of this video whenever I talk a little bit more about the PvP scene. But I don't know, it's I don't know, it's not super... Sorry. When it comes down to it, I had this, okay, I have the quote in my head, so I might as well tell you. It's just like, from that really, really terrible line that Halle Berry said in the first X-Men movie, what happens to a toad when it gets hit by lightning? The same thing that happens to everything else. Really, Summer Corrin is just as straightforward and in some cases lackluster as that. She just treats everything the same. She has a lot of strength and she'll mow things down. She's not the best blue mage without the support, but when it comes down to it, no, you're going to go ahead and give her the Blade Tome more than likely, even if you give her a normal Blade Tome. If you have a 3-star Odin, you're like, oh, well, I hope it goes well. I mean, everybody has access to hone attack. Everybody has some access anyway, to hone speed. It's going to really make her shine. And she can end up going off color quite a few times and come out on top. I forget if this is one of those cases or not down below in this one. Well, I guess we'll find out together. Let me go get my popcorn. Where is it? Can't find it. But I mean, Summer Corrin is just a niche unit that, with that flexibility, it's going to be wonderful. The special maps, you're going to love having that flying unit. Yep, there. No, that wasn't that one. Okay, so I guess it wasn't this map I was thinking about. But regardless, special maps are going to be easy. You're going to be left wondering, like, oh wow, is this what true power feels like? It's fun, and I've had a Spring Camilla for a while, obviously, since spring, and I could say that really it's just a blue Spring Camilla. I'm surprised at how some of the matchups go. I'm surprised how some of the damage shakes out one way or another, but otherwise, I don't mean to sound ho-hum about this. I mean, when it comes down to it, I was so excited to get Summer Corrin. That was what I was going to get. Even though there's no guarantee, I was going to get it. It's like, I would just be like, okay, where's the slot machine? Let me just keep pulling the lever. Here's my check. Let's go. And so, while I would have whaled it, I didn't have to, which is very, very nice. But yeah, I get, and maybe I'm just a little, I don't want to say jaded, that's a little too strong, but maybe I am just a little too complacent after using a Spring Camilla. The Summer Corrin is just a blue variant of that. And so when it comes down to it, I mean, none of this is going to be like, oh, well, maybe this is, I should have done it. Should have done it, guys. Just going to bite the bullet. Actually, maybe I already screwed up. Maybe I should have flown around to the... That's what I should have done? Ugh! Watching these replays just makes me feel stupid, guys. Oh, well. Well, while you watch me fail here pretty easily, I think that her utility is obvious. I think her use is obvious. There's nothing I could say, there's nothing anyone can say that's going to make you not want to get her. There's nothing I could tell you to convince you that she is not worth it on the other end. So honestly, go ahead and pull for it, guys, because it'll be useful, especially if you don't have a Spring Camilla. If you don't have a flying Tome user, just the utility alone is wonderful. She comes with all of the benefits that a flyer has. She gets all of the different skills, buffs, and other tricks that other flyers get, and yet she has a Tome, which is awesome. And now I'm using Flier Emblem here in the PvP arena. And yeah, I don't think I have anything to add to this when it comes down to it. Spring Camilla and Summer Corrin just go ahead and they just wreck things as they should. I have reposition on everybody in the Flier Emblem team. I think that's just standard. This is where my love of reposition really came about. And so if you don't have that flexibility to protect your flying units, like I said, they need help. They sincerely need help. I'd be okay leaving Cherish in the middle of a field with all not archers, excuse me. No archers, but all melee units. And in certain cases, I'm okay with Cordelia taking a hit, but those other two? No. I don't care if you're telling me, oh, I got a plus defense Summer Corrin or something. No, I don't care. I mean, that hit point total is really low. They're squishy. Just don't do it. Now, you see me pairing them off here, and it works out rather well. I don't even always use Summer Corrin, but in this particular match, you're going to see me basically let her go out there solo, and the whole point of that is just so that she can operate just to assist someone else. She's not going to get a Blade Tome buff here in a moment or two before she makes her next attack, and because of that, yeah, the hit's okay, and it's against Dread, but it's on a defensive tile. I guess that narrows down where she's going to go here in a moment. But when it comes down to it at the end of the day, and see, that's me measuring up, noticing that that's not going to work, so I'm like, oh yeah, let me go ahead and just take some away here. So that was a lot of damage. She would be able to kill Erica probably on her own if she had a buff for sure, if she was charged up with her special for sure. And so if you do run her without a Flier Emblem team, it's okay. Once again, the build sort of speaks for itself. There are a couple of rogue builds, but there's nothing here that is so fantastic that I need to be like, guys, no, you need to put this obscure skill. This one obscure skill makes Summer Corrin broken. No, it's not the case. And so here you see me wrecking a mostly Horsey Emblem team. One Hector in the back. I don't know why they did this. I'm still scratching my head. So of course I'm using these guys as reposition to completely redeploy my entire team after the fact, now that they split themselves up. And it's over. The AI just doesn't know it yet, but it's over. There's only one small bit here where you might consider it to be a little hairy, but when it comes down to it, no, it's done. Flier Emblem has always been a very powerful team, and the fact that we have Summer Corrin here just really makes this a team that has a lot of symmetry, that can do the matchups that you need to have happen. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So, with that said, tell me what your thoughts are on Summer Corrin. Is my disposition of like, well, yeah, it's a good unit, but I'm not excited. Does anyone else feel that way, or am I alone in this? Please let me know down in the comments. I would love to actually have a conversation about this with people, just to figure out, where everyone else sits on this. Because when I saw that this was a unit, I was like, okay, no, I'm gonna go ahead. I want that unit because it's niche and it's needed, and I don't have it. And that was pretty much it. It was almost like business as usual. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, the potential. So, I don't know. That's just me. And hate to be ho-hum, but that's where I am. So leave a comment. And hey, do me a favor, if you're on mobile, go ahead and rotate your phone into portrait mode. Desktop, hit escape to leave full screen mode, and hit that like button if you liked our little talk here. If you like your Fire Emblem information hot and fresh like grandma's cookies, click that subscribe button. My name is Deltran. Thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate all of you, and until next time, take it easy.